Today we will uncover the final missing piece of the Forgotten's memory. In the quest, Forgotten Memories, Trust, and What's Left Behind. So once you're ready, let's head over to chat to the fairy godmother. Once you're ready to face the final memory that turned the Forgotten into what she is now, head through the portal waiting for you. You will find yourself in the Forgotten's version of the Sunlit Plateau. Once you're there, head over to Scar, who is waiting for you by the Pillar of Nurturing. Scar thinks it's time for strong individuals like yourself and him to take control of the valley. But he fears the Pillar of Nurturing is stopping them from taking their rightful place as the leaders of the valley, and that Merlin is somehow using it to keep them under his control. He has tried to remove the orb himself, but it seems to be powered by the nature that surrounds it. He thinks if you destroy some of the plants around the valley, it would weaken the orb's power, and you should then be able to remove it. He suggests you start by destroying some of the flowers around the Sunlit Plateau. Go around the biome and destroy 8 flowers by stomping on them. They should sparkle as you approach them and are fairly easy to spot. Once you've destroyed the 8 flowers, head back over to Scar to chat to him. Scar has dug up some bits of darkness, which he assumes are the seeds for the night thorns. He suggests that you plant some of these near the pillar, the entrance to the mines, and near the Dreamlight tree. You will need to plant 5 near the Pillar of Nurturing. Remember to water them to make sure they grow. Next we'll need to plant 5 seeds near the Dreamlight tree. And finally, you will need to plant 5 near the entrance to the mines. Once the final night thorns has grown, the orb of nurturing will fall out of the pillar. You can now head over to collect it. Once you have collected the orb, head over to chat to Scar. He is waiting for you outside his cave. Scar has tricked you just as Mother Gothil had, and you feel like you have done more damage that can no longer be repaired. You trap Scar inside his cave, but this does not solve your problems. Next, you will need to chat to confront Merlin. You feel like he is going to be very upset with you and yell at you because of what you have done. Merlin tells you he is not angry with you but just very concerned for your well-being. He tries to remind you that friendship, love, acts of care for others, are the most powerful things. But you no longer believe this. You feel betrayed and used. And you no longer know who or what you can trust. Merlin tries to warn you, but you will not listen to his words. This will reveal the final memory, and you will now be able to collect it from the dreamscape. The final memory reveals the dark castle, to which the Forgotten had fled. Once you have collected the final memory, the Orb of Remembrance will regain its full power. Chat to the fairy Godmother. She tells you that you will need to find a way to reach the Dark Castle, and finally face the Forgotten, as this will be the only way to finally bring this all to an end. She will consult with Merlin to try and figure out a way to get to the Dark Castle. Until then, she would like you to retrieve the Orb of Remembrance and place it back in the pillar in the Forgotten Lands. This will start the quest What's Left Behind. Head over to the orb to collect it. Just as you reach for the orb, a portal opens and the Forgotten comes through and snatches the orb out of your reach. You try to convince her that you mean her no harm and that you're here to help. It seems she had tried to reach out for help after Scar had tricked her, but she had been stuck in the shadows, and no one could hear her. She needs to use a lot of her strength just to get through the portal into the light. She has a plan to prevent anyone else from ever being stuck in the shadows again. She plans to rip open the wall that separates Dreamlight Valley from the Shadow Realm. This way no one will ever have to be stuck or locked out of Dreamlight Valley again. She will now be able to prevent anyone from being alone and feeling like she had. This causes rips to appear in the sky across the valley. Who knows what effects this will have on the valley? Chat to the fairy godmother to tell her what has happened and what the Forgotten is planning to do. The fairy godmother fears that if the Forgotten is not stopped she could destroy everything, Dreamlight Valley, the Shadow Realm, and even the waking world. She will chat to Merlin and they will come up with a plan. This will conclude the quest, What's Left Behind. If you found this video useful, please leave us a like and don't forget to subscribe to see more content like this. I hope to see you next time as we continue our adventures with the fairy godmother.